Can we have a chat about why your favorite clothes suddenly feel wrong? It isn't a fashion mistake. It is a biological shift in your facial contrast. But ignoring this science creates a washed-out effect that ages you faster than any wrinkle. Today, we reverse it with the chin reflection test and the texture protocol. Most advice tells women over 60 to stop wearing black. That is nonsense. Style is about evolution, not restriction. Using data from the Porcheron perception study, we will prove it's not you. It's the physics of light. Because when you fight your biology, you look tired. When you work with it, you glow. Today, we break down the science of style, starting with the biological reality that changes everything. It begins with a concept called facial contrast, which explains why your old favorites suddenly feel wrong. It is simply the difference in brightness between your features, your eyes, lips, and brows, and your surrounding skin tone. When we are young, that difference is naturally high. Think of dark lashes against bright, translucent skin. But as we age, biology shifts. Lips lose their pigment, eyebrows thin out, and our skin tone often deepens or loses that inner light. The contrast naturally turns down. This isn't just my observation. In 2017, researchers Porcheron and Russell conducted a groundbreaking study on how our brains actually perceive age. They took images of the exact same faces and digitally manipulated them. They didn't smooth out a single wrinkle. They didn't lift the jawlines. They only increased the luminance contrast between the features and the skin. The result was fascinating. The faces with higher contrast were consistently rated as significantly younger and healthier by observers. It proved that the human eye uses contrast as a primary signal for vitality. This is exactly why a quick swipe of red lipstick instantly wakes up a face. You are artificially restoring that biological contrast that time turned down. Now here is where the colors that age you come into play. If your natural facial contrast has softened and you surround your face with low-contrast colors, think oatmeal, dusty rose, or those muted beiges we are often told are sophisticated, you create a washout effect. You match the clothing too closely to your skin tone, becoming a single blended visual field. You essentially disappear. Instead of letting the clothes fade you out, we need to use color to put the frame back around the picture. But to see if that frame is working, you don't need a stylist. You just need a window and the physics of light. Every piece of fabric you wear acts exactly like a photographer's bounce board. Light hits your chest and reflects upwards onto your jawline and chin. This creates underlighting, effectively painting a colored shadow directly onto your skin. That reflection can either act as a natural filter, or it can highlight every imperfection. Let me show you the difference. Here is a swath of mustard yellow. Watch the chin area closely. Do you see that sickly, yellowish cast appearing in the shadows? It immediately emphasizes discoloration and deepens the appearance of lines. It gives you a clearer answer than any generic do's and don'ts list ever could. Now look at this teal. It reflects a cool, clean light upwards. The jawline looks sharper, the whites of the eyes look brighter. It's the same face, but the lighting has completely changed. I want you to try this yourself. You don't need a professional analysis. You just need a mirror and natural daylight. Artificial light will lie to you. Hold the fabric right under your chin. Look for two things. Does it throw a dark shadow that emphasizes under eye circles, or does it bounce a clean light that softens them? If it casts a shadow, it belongs on a rack, not on your body. This brings us to the most controversial rack in your closet, the one holding the color everyone tells you to stop wearing. I say that is absolute nonsense. Black is chic, protective, and timeless. We are not giving up our favorite color just because of a birthday. Think about icons like Iris Apfel. She famously said, "Fashion you can buy, but style you possess." Black isn't a crutch for hiding, It is the ultimate canvas. It allows your accessories, your silver hair, and your personality to take center stage. It is the backdrop, not the show. However, there is a specific type of black that will age you instantly. It isn't the color, it is the physics of the fabric. Before I reveal the secret to wearing it correctly, I have to know. Tell me below, are you holding on to your black, or have you let it go? If you voted to keep it, here is the secret that makes black act like a light reflector instead of a shadow. The reason black sometimes makes us look tired isn't the pigment itself, it is the finish. Flat fabrics like cotton jersey, matte wool, or basic linen are highly absorbent. When you wear them right up against your neck, they don't just sit there. They actively pull light away from your skin. Think of it like a black hole in space, or a battery that is slowly draining energy. Because the fabric absorbs all the ambient light hitting your chest, there is nothing left to bounce back up to your jawline. It creates a void. This brings us to the texture protocol. This is one of the most vital style tips for women over 60 who love neutrals. The rule is simple. If you wear black near your face, it must have dimension. We are looking for 4 specific textures. First, silk or satin. The sheen acts like a soft reflector. Second, lace, because it allows skin to show through, breaking up the heavy block of dark color. Third, leather or faux leather. This is excellent because it has a natural gloss that highlights your bone structure. And finally, velvet. Even though it is dark, the pile catches light at different angles, creating depth rather than a flat, dead space. Let's look at the difference this makes. On the left, we have a standard black cotton tee. Notice how the jawline seems to blend into the neck? The energy is flat. Now, look at the right. This is a black silk blouse. It is the exact same color code, but look at the jawline. The sheen from the silk is bouncing light upwards, defining the chin and brightening the eyes. You haven't changed your makeup, and you haven't changed your age. You simply change the physics of the fabric. However, even the most expensive silk can fail you if the geometry fights your gravity. As facial contrast fades and gravity naturally softens the jawline, we have to be careful with geometry. A tight, high crew neck creates a severe horizontal line right under the chin. It acts like a visual barrier. It boxes you in, emphasizing any softness in the neck and cutting off the flow of the eye. When we search for flattering clothes for older women, we often focus on the waist, but this neckline is the culprit that gets overlooked. It creates a visual dead end right where we want openness. The solution is to create elongation. By swapping that crew neck for a V-neck, a scoop, or even a boat neck, you introduce vertical or diagonal lines. This draws the eye downward, exposing the collarbone, which is often an elegant feature regardless of age, and creating crucial space between your face and the fabric. It acts like an arrow pointing up, creating an instant visual lift that counteracts gravity. It gives your face room to breathe and restores that sense of length. There is a simple hack that fixes both problems instantly. It starts with an honest look at those garments you know are wrong for your face, but right for your heart. Maybe it is a luxurious beige cashmere sweater that feels like a warm hug, but you know in your heart it makes you look tired. It steals your contrast. Does that mean it belongs in the donation pile? Absolutely not. We don't need to purge. We just need to strategize. This is where the bridge color technique becomes your best friend. The goal is to physically separate that draining color from your jawline. You need a buffer. By adding a silk scarf, a chunky statement necklace, or a popped collar in one of your high-contrast power colors, like that deep sapphire or emerald, you create a new reflective surface. This accessory intercepts the light. It becomes the new bounce board, reflecting that healthy glow onto your chin while pushing the beige down to the torso where it can't hurt you. It is like applying a real-life filter. You keep the comfort, but you change the lighting. Grab your phone, because this next list is your ultimate insurance policy. When you are ready to stop hacking and start investing, these 4 universal shades will never let you down. Navigating color becomes effortless when you stick to the universal 4. These specific shades possess a perfect balance of warm and cool pigments, meaning they flatter almost every skin tone and hair color, from silver to chestnut. First is eggplant. It brings out the warmth in your skin without the harshness of black. Second is true red. Not orange red, not blue red, but a primary red that acts like a biological flush of health. Third is teal, the ultimate contrast booster we saw earlier. And finally, charcoal, the softer, kinder cousin to black that defines your silhouette without draining your face. These are your insurance policy. They guarantee that the bounce board effect works in your favor every single time. Now, I am curious. Do a quick mental inventory of your closet. Which of these 4 do you already own? Do you have the eggplant or the teal? Tell me in the comments below, because you are likely richer in good colors than you think. Once you have these tools, the pattern becomes clear. It was never about your age, it was always about the light. Facial contrast is biology, texture is the exception to the rule, and geometry creates lift. But the most important takeaway isn't the fabric, it is the philosophy. Style is about evolution, not restriction. You have permission to break the rules as long as you understand the science. Now you have the tools to step out with confidence, not by limiting yourself, but by mastering the light. If you want to feel confident every time you open your closet, subscribe to join us. Next week, we are tackling body types and the myths that hold us back. That analysis reveals the truth about your silhouette. Until then, wear what makes you feel beautiful.